Did you know there's an animal out there with a disappearing anus? No way, Jose. Well, get ready for a whole lot of way moments because today I'm serving up a smorgasbord of unusual facts that'll have you saying, what? From plants that eat rats to poker games with odds crazier than a conspiracy theory, we have got it all. So grab a snack because you're gonna want to sit down for this and join me for another journey into the bizarre. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 unusual facts to spice up your next discussion. 25. Ants take micro breaks. Even ants need to take a break every now and then, and while they don't exactly take naps like us humans, research shows that they do have a very unique resting pattern. Studies by James and Cautel in 1983 found that ants take short cyclical micro breaks during the day. These quick rests last about 8 minutes in a 12-hour period and are observed by the entire nest as a group, which means that every colony of ants in the world likes to take a synchronized power nap every few hours. 24. The one temperature where Celsius and Fahrenheit agree. Depending on where you are in the world, you might be using Fahrenheit or degrees Celsius when talking about the weather. Now, before we start arguing about which measurement makes the most sense, let me ask you this. Did you know there's a temperature where they perfectly agree? Believe it or not, there is. At a freezing negative 40 degrees, both Celsius and Fahrenheit read the same. Yep, negative 40 Celsius is also negative 40 Fahrenheit. Not that it matters much because at that temperature, let's be honest, it's freaking cold no matter how you measure it. 23. McDonald's serves spaghetti in the Philippines. Forget about a quarter pounder with cheese. In the Philippines, McDonald's serves up a surprising comfort food. Spaghetti. And no, I'm not kidding. Mixed spaghetti, a Filipino twist on the classic Italian dish, is a permanent fixture on McDonald's menus across the country. You may or may not remember, but mixed spaghetti used to be a nationwide sensation here in the US too. Unfortunately, stateside, it eventually fell victim to menu changes, and we now have to make do with our burgers, nuggets, and fries. International McDonald's get all the cool stuff. Meanwhile, we here in the US get the boring stuff, and I don't get it. McDonald's started here. I want the cool stuff too. 22. Lonely mouth syndrome. We've all been there. Mindlessly going for the snacks even when our stomachs are full. But did you know there is a specific term for this in Japanese culture? Kuchisabishi literally translates to lonely mouth, or a longing to have something in the mouth, and perfectly describes the phenomenon of subconscious eating, where we snack because of boredom, stress, habit, or simply because our mouths are looking for a bit of stimulation. 21. The Statue of Liberty's forgotten job. We all know Lady Liberty as a symbol of freedom, hope, and opportunity. But did you know she once had another equally impressive role? For 16 years, between 1886 and 1902, the Statue of Liberty served as a functioning lighthouse. Her iconic torch, a beacon of hope for the countless immigrants, was also intended to guide ships safely into New York Harbor. Unfortunately, technology limitations at the time proved to be a challenge. Despite the initial excitement, the lighthouse's effectiveness was restricted by its cost and limited range. And as a result, Lady Liberty's role as a lighthouse ultimately came to an end. Hashtag bring back the lighthouse. That sounds cool. 20. A Freefall Fun Fact. Have you ever wondered how long it would take to fall to the center of the Earth? Assuming, of course, we could drill a hole that far, which is currently impossible. Well, the brilliant minds of science have done some calculations and come up with a surprising number. 38 minutes, 11 seconds. That might seem crazy, considering Earth's true diameter of plus or minus 7,918 miles, 12,742 kilometers, but scientists factored in Earth's gravity and how it changes as you get closer to the core. Interestingly, earlier calculations based on a uniform Earth density led to a longer estimate of 42 minutes. And now you know. And knowing is half the battle. And the other half is violence. 19. From here to there, and then some. In 2021, a Cypriot bride, Maria Paraskeva, stole the show when she showed up at her wedding with the longest wedding veil ever recorded. To give you an idea of the effort expanded, it took 30 volunteers and 6 hours to get the bride dressed and to the altar. The veil itself flowed an incredible 6,962.6 meters, or 22,843 feet behind her. The impressive feat even caught the attention of Guinness World Records, who shared a video of it on their Instagram, which I'm sure we're showing right now as I speak. 18. America's favorite pie is not American at all. There is no doubt that apple pie is one of the most well-known and quintessential symbols of Americana. But here's the surprising fact: apple pie, as we know and love it, doesn't come from the good old US of A. Its origins actually lie across the pond in England, where it developed under the influence of culinary traditions from France, the Netherlands, and even the Ottoman Empire. In fact, apple trees themselves couldn't even be found in America until European settlers brought them along. Extra fun fact, I don't like apple pie. So, all those people calling me not American, it's not even American. I don't like it. I don't want hot, mushy apple. I'm sorry. It's a texture thing for me. 17. The crown jewel's most famous diamonds. Two of the world's biggest cut diamonds can be found residing inside the British crown jewels. And I'm talking giants here. The Cullinan one, also known as the Great Star of Africa, weighs an astonishing 530.2 carats and takes center stage in the scepter with the cross. Not to be outdone, the Cullinan II, or the Second Star of Africa, weighs 317.4 carats and holds the prime position front and center on the imperial state crown. These jewels are one of a kind and truly fit for a king. 16. The Academy Juvenile Award. Did you know the glitzy world of the Oscars once gave out awards to kids? The Academy Juvenile Award, or the Juvenile Oscar as it was nicknamed, recognized outstanding performances by young stars under 18. Unlike the regular categories, this special award was an honor bestowed by the Academy at their discretion. The award eventually faded away in the 1960s as the Oscars shifted its focus towards recognizing excellence across all acting categories, with age being less of a factor. And talented young actors like Patty Duke and Tatum O'Neal would go on to win competitive Oscars without a dedicated juvenile category. 15. Interesting odds. If you're a poker enthusiast, you know a royal flush is the ultimate hand. But how often do you actually see one dealt? Well, the odds are about as rare as finding a four-leaf clover. There are only 4 ways to form a royal flush, one per suit. And with a standard 52-card deck, you're looking at a minuscule probability of 0.000154%, or roughly 1 in 649,740. In simpler terms, the odds are stacked against you. But hey, that just makes getting one all that sweeter, right? 14. The wine major. Have you ever thought about ditching your textbooks and majoring in wine? Well, Cornell University offers a fancy Bachelor of Science degree in viticulture and enology. Basically, it teaches students all about the science and business behind growing these delicious grapes and turning them into amazing wines. While Cornell's program is perfect for cool climates like New York, they don't discriminate against warmer grapes and do cover winemaking techniques from all around the world. So whether you want to own a vineyard in Napa or become a wine whiz in Cape Town, the world is your oyster. Or grape. The world is your grape. That makes more. Don't make oyster wine. That sounds awful. And I like oysters. 13. Moonflower Magic. I think night gardens are truly spectacular. I don't know if you've ever looked into this, but there are tons of amazing flowers that wait until the sun sets to show off. From the Sirius cactus, which comes alive for a single night, to the evening primrose that fills the air with its sweet perfume. But among these nighttime superstars, there's one that really steals the show: the moonflower. These vining plants climb and sprawl while their large white trumpet-shaped flowers unfold under the soft glow of the moon. Apart from being truly beautiful, they fill the night air with a gentle lemon scent, which makes it easy to see when the moonflower is considered the most beautiful of the bunch. Also, Singapore has a night zoo, so that's cool. You can see animals you normally wouldn't see. So if you're in Singapore, check out the night zoo. I've been there. It's beautiful. But you know what else is unusual? The fact that you haven't liked, shared, subscribed, or commented yet. It really helps the channel so we can keep bringing you these amazing videos. Also, don't forget to check out our socials. 12. Comforting trunks. Just like human babies, little elephant calves come into the world with a powerful sucking reflex. This helps them find their mom's milk right away. But what happens when they're not hungry? Well, baby elephants, again, just like human babies with pacifiers, will often suck on their trunks for comfort. It's a soothing, self-calming technique that these little guys have mastered. It's also thought to help them learn how to control their trunks, which are incredibly complex and crucial for everything they do, from eating to grabbing mud for a dust bath. 11. Cryptic Pregnancies. Do you remember the show I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant? It aired on Discovery Fit and Health and TLC around 2009 and featured stories of women who went through surprising pregnancies. It might sound unbelievable, but cryptic pregnancies, where women miss the signs until much later, are more common than you'd think. And the question everyone asks is, how? Well, there are a few reasons. Light bleeding can be mistaken for periods, even later in pregnancy. Some women have lower hormone levels, leading to less nausea. A smaller baby bump might be easy to overlook. Even fatigue can be written off as everyday stress. According to BBC Science Focus, a staggering 1 in 500 pregnancies go unnoticed until at least halfway through, and a mind-blowing 1 in 2,500 women don't realize they're pregnant until they're giving birth. 10. 45 days and counting. Can you imagine going 45 days without a bowel movement? That's exactly what happened to a 20-year-old woman in India in 2013. Doctors were shocked to find a football-sized blockage in her rectum that could only be removed with surgery. While the cause of this extreme constipation remains a mystery, other cases have been linked to spinal cord damage or rare medical conditions that affect the nerves controlling the gut. These types of conditions can make it impossible to have a normal bowel movement and usually leave people relying on enemas or laxatives. 9. The fish that queue. I mean, if fish can do it, why can't we? A new study has revealed that neon tetrafish actually form orderly queues when they have to escape through tight spaces. Their surprising behavior helps them to avoid collisions and keeps the evacuation running smoothly. The researchers hope to use these fishy insights to develop smoother traffic flow for both human drivers and self-driving cars. Zipper. It's a zipper. When you're merging, zipper, people. Just one. Just keep the traffic flow going. God. Gah. 8. The only sport ever played on the moon. Have you ever wondered what's the most out-of-this-world sport? No, it's not pro wrestling. In fact, look no further than golf. In 1971, during the Apollo 14 mission, astronaut Alan Shepard became the first, and so far only, person to play a game on the moon. Using a makeshift club, Shepard took a mighty swing and whiffed. But his second attempt connected, sending the ball flying for what he described as miles and miles. My picture-perfect golf swing there. I'm gonna want to hit the equipment. 7. The longest tennis match ever played. Now, since I'm on the subject of sports, have you ever wondered how long a tennis match could possibly last? Believe it or not, the record breaker is an epic marathon that stretched for a mind-blowing 11 hours, 5 minutes. The legendary showdown between John Isner and Nicolas Mahut happened way back in 2010 at Wimbledon. And get this, it was just the first round. Imagine the stamina needed. The back-and-forth battle lasted over 3 days, with Isner eventually emerging victorious. 6. The meteor nobody saw coming. What would you say if I told you the Earth was hit by a meteor that was 10 times more powerful than an atomic bomb, and no one noticed? On December 18, 2018, a school bus-sized meteor exploded over the Bering Sea, a remote stretch of ocean between Russia and Alaska. And yet, despite its power, the impact went unheard by most, thanks to its isolated location. Luckily, military satellites spotted the blast, and infrasound detectors picked up on the low-frequency rumble, which helped scientists to unravel the mystery. 5. Can't sleep? Try onions. I know it doesn't sound all that appealing, but onions are surprisingly rich in L-tryptophan, an amino acid that converts to melatonin, a hormone that can help you regulate your sleep. Plus, onions can help reduce stress levels, another barrier to slumber. So, while the thought might make your eyes water, onions could be the key to unlocking wonderfully restful nights. 4. Nicotine and Insects. Here's a surprising fact for you. Nicotine, the addictive ingredient that can be found in cigarettes, is actually incredibly toxic to insects. It acts like a super fast bug killer and can take down the insects exposed to it in less than an hour. That's why some people trust in tobacco-based insecticides. Although it's important to note that these can be risky and there are safer alternatives. 3. The Philippines has a plant that eats rats. The Philippines is home to a giant carnivorous monster, the Nepenthes attenborough, named after Sir David Attenborough. These incredible traps, reaching up to a foot wide, lure in insects and small animals with their sweet, irresistible nectar. But the fun ends there. Its slippery edges and digestive juices guarantee a gruesome fate for any unfortunate victims. These monstrous plants aren't picky eaters, and their favorite meal is, you guessed it, rats. 2. An evolutionary oddity. Have you ever heard of a creature with a disappearing, exit strategy? Meet Nimiopsis ledii. the warty comb jelly, or some call it the sea walnut. Unlike its fellow comb jellies, Nemeopsis has a rather unique digestive system. Most animals have a mouth, a digestive tract, and well, an exit. Jellyfish even use the same opening for both food and waste, but the sea walnut operates differently. It seems to have a temporary anus that simply vanishes after it expels waste. Scientists believe this might be an evolutionary abnormality, placing the sea walnut somewhere between the animals with permanent anuses and those with just one opening. 1. The Telltale Toots. And since I'm on the subject of exit strategies, let me talk about tooting. Passing gas 6 to 15 times a day is normal, but more than that might be considered excessive. Certain foods are notorious culprits. Beans, dairy if you're lactose intolerant, and even some fruits and veggies. Laxatives can also be gassy accomplices. If you're constantly clearing the air, it might be a sign of something more. Try to limit gassy foods and consider increasing your fiber intake. But remember, for unusual flatulence, abdominal pain, or changes in bowel habits, see your doctor. They can rule out any underlying conditions and help you clear the air, so to speak. So, what's your favorite unusual fact? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's list, well, you'll love the list we did a while back on 25 insane facts that'll shake your reality. I mean, did you know that most mammals only get around 1 billion heartbeats in a lifetime? Or that the largest living organism on Earth is a gigantic honey fungus that covers 2,200 acres? Well, if you'd like to know more, simply click on this link right here. And I'll check you next time. That's not what anyone says. I'll see you next time. Just click it, please.